Welcome back. Let's start with the bedrock. Anglo American, Anglo Platinum, Kumba. The mothership has taken out the red pen and is slashing value of its assets while its children look to their life on their own as Kumba wrestles with rail.
What we have focused on as we've reconfigured the business is the essence of retaining optionality.
Okay.
And even though in our guidance, we've said that we've guided for our sales to be at circa 36 to 38 million tons for the next 3 years, we've catered for the scenario of the turnaround being much faster, and we know exactly how we will make sure that we never ever miss a train in that scenario.
Just on the Transnet, Sasfin said it as well in their update that they were seeing some green shoots. Andres van Heerden from Afrimat has been seeing it because they supply into Transnet. The case of Kumba, I mean, it's a case of you're doing what you can with what you got, which in this case is problems with trains.
Well, at least it's a move in the right direction. It still hasn't moved the needle yet. It's improving things in there. But, they've got to do it to a point where it takes all the traffic off the N1 and all those different roads as well. But from the mining side, yeah, there is an improvement. A long way to go there.
It's actually quite incredible that Transnet all of a sudden is willing to work with private to solve the issues, because I think there was a deep dive on Bloomberg that you can check out. It's incredible. They were saying exactly what the problems are. They didn't even mention, the rerouting of ships from, the Suez Canal to here, that being an issue. That's not the issue. It's just their own operational incompetence, without using those words.
The infrastructure was here.
It's literally the first time I actually heard them willing and opening their hands and saying we need help.
Yeah, but Bright, you don't have to build new infrastructure.
Yes,
this was all here.
Just get
this improve upon it.
And you've seen what's happened in Maputo. You've seen what Grindrod has done there and how everybody's redirected, towards Maputo. So it's anyway.
Okay, Transnet issues aside, Kumba still has a very decent profit margin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what, 44%?
It costs them nothing. It's sand.
It's fancy.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
David just diminished everyone's careers.
Just you dig it up and load it onto the train. What is iron ore
But it's
mining?
very hard.
No.
Stripping.
I mean,
No, they just dig big holes. I've been to Hottesol. It's just big holes.
Okay, so that's Kumba. Anglo Platinum, cost cutting, still paid a dividend, still got free cash flow.
Have a look at the PGM price.
Still making money. I mean, their all-in sustained cost is below 1,000.
Yeah.
But Anglo itself.
Okay, let's talk about the mothership.
Yeah, big write down in.
But I want to go back to Anglo Platinum quickly.
Northern
if you look
London
at Ford and
operations.
Tesla results, I've got to say there's a sliver of hope for PGMs after Ford and Tesla are struggling with EV. But the mothership, $1.6 billion.
Yes,
write down.
Brand new.
Of that mine.
They haven't finished building it.
That's a brand new operation. And who was responsible for buying that?
Marco Tefani. No.
Was it?
Was it Duncan Oneblood?
No. Yeah, well, we're getting close. Yeah.
Wow.
How can you write down that within... they've only had it a few years.
Yeah.
Honestly. The foresight to do that. Where's the planning that you write off $1.6 billion?
Well, they slowed.
168, yeah.
But I mean,
I'm
in
sorry.
their defence, they take the impairment because they've slowed down the development.
Where
of the
does a
prospects.
business like Anglo's, who takes diamonds, digs deep for diamonds, for coal, for gold, and
Everything you can
what do
dig,
they want
essentially.
potash for?
It's not potash. That's the thing.
Sorry,
It's
okay.
a crop nutrient because actually
chemicals. Yeah.
That's well.
it is. We are
Okay.
facing. I do think.
When you go to mining school, do they teach you that?
No, but these are things to
These are
mine.
minerals, yeah.
These are minerals to mine that will create a more sustainable future. If you talk, look,
Mining
have you
in
been
the
watching
UK
Clarkson's
as
Farm?
well? And you're in the
I have
UK as
watched
well.
Okay, well, you talk about how topsoil is being, in a few generations, it will be gone because we have so depleted it via the farming process, intensive farming process we have used, and the fertilizers and the chemical fertilizers that we have used.
Yeah.
So if this is an alternative to that, I can't see why this is
why
a
they say
bad
There
long-term
is
Why
a
are they
market,
slowing down?
but why is it? Yeah, I was about to say I see the potential, but why is Anglo in particular writing so much.
Well, I mean, BHP wanted to. Remember their potash deal
In Canada.
2010 or something?
Yeah.
It leaked in the FT.
I also
fell
made a
apart.
complete mess of it, yeah. Anyway, it's
clearly far too forgiving.
yeah.
It's hard to operate in anything that has commodities. I still stand by that word that, you know, I wouldn't touch
No
commodities.
rocks fit bright.
No, just commodities. Remember, I said rocks, yes, but TSMC is a commodity too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I wouldn't touch that either.
Okay. Well, it's not a happy hen house down there at Quantum Foods HQ, as shareholder Country Bird demands an extraordinary general meeting to remove Chairman Andre Hanekom, previously of Pioneer Foods. Let the feathers fly, we say.
And Ned is suing them for
Yes,
being
I
forced
saw
to
that.
resign.
Yep.
Yes. So it's a...
There are lots of
What's
dodgy
going on
characters
there?
in this one, yeah, I think.
Where does the chicken industry
I
attract?
don't know.
I mean,
I don't know
okay,
what
to
it
be
is.
fair, Astral has run, you know, Astral has run
There is
itself.
Chris Skitter.
There's Chris Giulietta and everyone else.
Have you looked at Rainbow's price since it listed?
What is the rainbow price?
Hey, it's come down about 20-25% from the time that it
Because
listed.
it popped.
Yeah, it popped and then one way down.
See, I do watch these things, even though you guys
That's
don't
why
give
I'm
me enough
always
credit.
suspicious of companies that are unbundled.
Yeah.
Where somebody wants to get rid of it, you know, and they can't sell it. What do? Unlist it, and the poor shareholders get it and get absolutely wiped out, you know. So always take that as a warning sign.
Okay.
Okay, but to Quantum?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, Quantum's just got, I mean, they want the chair gone, they want the lead non-executive director gone. Their previous non-executive director is suing them after she was allegedly forced to resign.
This is the what do you call it, controlling shareholders. So whatever they do, if
They're not controlling,
No,
they're
they're-
not controlling,
they
they're
have a
about
big
20%.
Yeah, no, but that's controlling in my life, because if an activist with 5% can call those shots, they definitely can call those shots.
Okay.
right.
Well, in happier news, British American Tobacco is still puffing away and hoovering up on its own shares, which may finally see a little action for investors. Non-combustibles, we call them vapes. 18%. I mean, they're getting that number in the right direction. Sterling yield.
So you know what, I've seen, I know like vapes, everyone has a vape these days, but you must travel to to Europe. You will see how big, that market of vape is, because I feel like everyone in Europe smokes. And they even have these like with smiles on them. There's so many different ones. It makes you a non-smoker think like, oh, that looks pretty cool, which is what smoking was back in the days, I'm told.
Goal-wise.
Actually, my parents-in-law live in the healthiest town in Germany, because I don't think I saw anyone smoking.
Well, they're
little
high up in
vape.
the Alps. Where's not the Alps? Which
No, it's
mountains
in
are?
the Taunus, outside Frankfurt.
Well, there you go.
Very
But it's
shishi.
also-
But I was in
clean
actual
forest
Frankfurt,
air.
everyone was.
The move was, over the last 20 years, they've been moving, the tobacco companies have been moving east, right? Regulation in Europe and North America, head off to
tighter.
South America, Africa, Asia and everything. And that's largely worked. And now they've got the non-combustibles to sort of plug in the gap that they left behind in developed
But
markets.
also what you guys are forgetting, they've got a massive market that's growing at triple digits in North America of non-combustibles. It's not something you smoke, it's the pouches, Zyn. That's their
Zyn.
That's
I've
their,
heard about
their-
that
their-
weird
that's
stuff.
their North American product. That's
But
not
these are people who hang out in caves or on the ninth basement
these
of a
are people
building.
younger
I
even
don't
than
see
me.
them. No, I
No,
never see
you
them.
just go on TikTok right now and type in.
Yeah, well,
Zyn.
it must be in a
But,
nightclub
I mean, you
somewhere
don't
in
like-
dark corner or
No, but you wouldn't
Zyn
see
and
someone put.
Celsius.
Yeah, you wouldn't see anyone smoke that thing because they put it here. You don't know they have it.
Yeah, there's like
So what's so
tobacco
great
chewers.
about
Yeah.
But can I ask you, you don't like rocks, you really don't like tobacco.
nor
and
do I
so
like-
I would have thought you wouldn't like British American Tobacco.
I don't like British American
Okay.
tobacco. I just follow it because I'm an investor.
I cannot understand how we get so obsessed about a cigarette company that just keeps going down and down. and down.
8.5% sterling yield, that's why.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
And the
it's-
buyback
for
of
a
the shares,
reason.
is that what
I
popped the
know,
share
but it's
price
not a
up
growth
yesterday?
company.
I think the results
Yeah,
were better
the-
than
I
expected.
mean, what you're talking about has been happening since I started university, the share buyback. It's nothing
Okay,
new. It's
all right.
like,
All right, we'll never talk about them again.
Who marries
Until
a
next
tobacco farmer? Yeah. No,
Hey, Rich, I would marry a tobacco farmer. If any of you are out there, I'm keen.
Well, speaking of action, Baldwin isn't getting enough sales, that is. So renting is the theme du jour. Is this a savvy move or a tricky one?
They started
Or one
much earlier in the game.
Calgary has already started and abandoned rentals.
No, but this has always been their business model that, they keep an X amount of
their own,
the units to rent them out. So I think they were in preparation of such times. Now that they have a management company to do and manage those rentals, they have the skills to run it. But I mean, if that's where they're wanting to head, I mean, that's where the market is
It's a big
sitting.
market, that, you know, from student accommodation to these kind of units where people come in and want to go out. They don't want to buy it and be stuck with it and then,
is the
down the
BlackRock
line have
model.
to sell it. Yeah.
Okay, but then the
BlackRock
skeptic in me
model,
says two things. They're renting because they can't sell.
Yes.
And the
That's
thing with,
fine too.
The thing with, no, but it's not, because with selling you get a big lot of money today. With renting you get a little bit of money over 10 years.
But it's
Who funds
perpetual.
the cash flow?
But
Who
it's-
funds the cash flow?
But it's perpetual.
But that's the kind of units they're building. They're not building units to buy. Those 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms or standalone.
It's 2 bed and bachelors and 1 beds. Yep.
Okay. Well, then there's the new FD at Signia again. Well, the last FD was the former FD who replaced a recently announced FD or something like that. But
That's what I was going to ask you. It's like there was an FD who used to be an FD and then got replaced by a new FD,
And then-
which he didn't like. And then I was so confused.
There's been a bit of managerial instability at the top of Signia in the last
if you
2
look
years.
at the
Not just at directors' levels, I'm told.
Magna's been quiet, eh? Or has she been quiet?
no, she's been quiet.
She has been quiet, yeah. But quietly making things happen
Beheading
down there.
people.
Beheading.
I'm not saying that. No, that's enough. That's enough trouble for today.
Okay, as for updates, Sasol's suddenly reignited a bit of market interest. Mr. Price is shrugging off the Shane panic, and South 32 has a big permit problem. We'll just
Another
do
one.
a quick roundup of the updates this week. Firstly, Sasol, why did everyone pile in on Monday
Because
and
they were
Tuesday?
so knocked down.
I mean, there was a good update. What management can control. Mozambique is online early and under budget. And no one believes me when I say that, but it's true. Everything they can control, I think they did well. What they can't control is chemical prices
That's the problem.
and Transnet. And
Yeah. They're a chemical company. And that's the worry. So I think once chemical prices improve, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Price, Brett, you've obviously been shopping at Mr. Price.
Yep, solid.
Hello.
It's always surprising every time I see Mr. Price's numbers, because you're always sort of not sure what's going to happen given the current consumer environment. But they seem to be doing well, especially on the cash side as well. That business just keeps on pumping. I'm always surprised.
And June was even better. And finally, if you have dodgy relatives, you can probably relate to a Jamaican man who pitched up to claim his $1.2 million super lotto jackpot in a screen mask and an assumed name, having sat in the lottery ticket for 54 days. He didn't want his family to know. He even had a long sleeves and gloves.
Gloves.
He didn't want anyone to know that he'd won the lotto.
Yep, because they're going to start asking for fridges.
Yeah. There will be signs when I win the lotto, but you won't see me. The sign will be, you won't see me.
And that's where we leave it. David Bright, thanks for joining us. Have a good evening and a great weekend.